All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Because the first part we're going to look at are the social norms.
You can dominate conversations without being judged. Women are perceived as too talkative even when they are speaking less, with one study showing that women need to make up 60 to 80% of the group to have equal time in a conversation. That's because men are more assertive than women. You're less likely to be interrupted when you speak. Studies of men and women showed that both interrupted women more than men. What studies exactly? You're not automatically assumed to not know what you're talking about or subjected to mansplaining. Name one time a man had a conversation and hasn't been called out for mansplaining. There aren't that many. Common vocabulary favors your gender as the default, with language like mankind and foreman and dictionary definitions of words created by men. You do realize that some words and phrases favor women too, right? You're subject to less scrutiny for the ways you speak. When people criticize vocal fry, for example, they are more likely to point out when women who do it and ignore men's vocal fry. The only reason men's vocal fry gets ignored is because to society, a man's deep voice is a part of boys growing up. You're not expected to swear less, apologize more, or other supposedly ladylike behaviors that reflect stereotypes of your gender being submissive. We're forced to censor ourselves as boys, so not much male privilege on this one. You're not expected to step aside if someone of another gender is walking in your path. Unless they are famous or straight up aggressive, then there's not much male privilege on that one either. Social norms allow you to take up more physical space. Actually, no. Social norms allow you, as a woman, to take up space. Whenever we do that, we are subjected to manspreading and are judged for it, given that we dominate public space. Perceptions of how much your gender is represented skew in your favor. When a group is comprised of 17% women, men think it's 50-50, and at 33%, men believe women are the majority. So, men claiming that women are the majority of the group, despite them being the majority of the group, is a male privilege. You're less likely to have strangers expect you to smile. It's so common for women that it's sparked a widely praised art project called Stop Telling Women to Smile. That doesn't make up for having men to be told to man up. And I guarantee, if there was an art project titled Stop Telling Men to Man Up, it'll be ignored and protested against because women expect men to be on the same level of masculinity as other men out there. You can forego regular grooming during travel, like growing a backpacker's beard without people judging you for not keeping up with your gender's expectations, like women shaving their legs. That's because people are accepting of men growing hair. They expect it. You can buy clothes designed for your gender that have pockets you can actually use. Clothes meant for women are often focused on being slimming, so purely decorative pockets are common. How exactly is this a male privilege? You can buy a car without salespeople assuming you can be taken advantage of. Chances are you'll be offered a better price than a woman. Wow, I didn't think this was a male privilege. But that doesn't explain why men tend to pay more car insurance. If you're excluded from mainstream culture, you can find community in outsider or counterculture groups like nerd communities without being excluded there also because of your gender. That's usually because women have dominated the mainstream culture and excluding men from them. This is why men are more likely to be on the underground groups and exclude women. You can get praise for ordinary parental duties or for being a single father, while mothers are simply expected to do the same and even criticized for single motherhood. Getting praise for single fatherhood or parental duties are difficult to earn because men don't usually get custody of their children and usually have to give up the alimony and pay child support. You're not said to be going against your gender's natural instinct or your role in society by not having children. That's just like saying that women are not going against their gender's natural instinct or their role in society by not playing sports. You can be outgoing or open about your choices without people calling you an attention seeker. Nobody, on average, cares about what a man does, regardless of whether or not they are seeking attention. You can enjoy traditionally masculine hobbies like sports without people saying you're just doing it to impress men. I'll let you know when I see a man doing something that's deemed feminine and a woman says you're just doing it to impress women. Stay tuned for part 2, for we will get to the section involving sex and relationships.